Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shai.
Consider the lilies, how they grow. They toil not, they spin not. And yet I say unto you that Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. If then God so clothed the grass which is today in the field and tomorrow is cast into the oven, how much more will he clothe you, O ye of little faith? And seek not ye what ye shall eat or what ye shall drink, neither be ye of doubtful mind. For all these things do the nations of the world seek after, and your Father knoweth that ye have need of these things. But rather seek ye the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. But rather seek ye the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Sell that ye have, and give alms. Provide yourselves bags which wax not old, a treasure in the heavens that faileth not, where no thief approacheth, neither moth corrupteth. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom.
The heaven, even the heavens, are the Lord's, Yahweh Bashem El Shai's, but the earth has it given to the children of men. Right, and what is it for? To dwell in. Now, Yahweh Shai said that there's a place up there in the heavens in the Father's house that He has prepared for us. And then the scriptures speak about the Lord spread out the heavens to be inhabited. So it's going to be something, man. It's going to be something. And even in that, we still can't fathom what it's going to be like. Because the earth is huge. But the earth is only going to be able to accommodate so many Israelites. Remember, it says a little one shall become 1,000 and a small one a strong nation. So Israelites are going to multiply. Remember, just in the land of Egypt, it said the more hell they put on Jake, the more they multiply. Isaiah 54:1, sing, O barren, thou that didst not bear, break forth into singing and cry aloud, thou that didst not travail with child. For more are the children of the desolate than the children of the married wife, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem El Shai. This goes back to Sarah and Hagar. Remember, Sarah was barren, Hagar got pregnant. But the one that was barren, she has more children than the one that had children, but she had Ishmael. The Lord blessed Ishmael, gave him 12 princes, and you see that Ishmael is blessed. They have a blessed land. You know, they're blessed people. They got a lot. But the Israelites, on the other hand, are going to be far greater. And they're going to be so many that it says, enlarge the place of thy tent, meaning where you live, enlarge that. Make it bigger, stretch it out, and let them stretch forth the curtains of thy habitations. So where's that going to happen? That's going to go further than the planet Earth. It's going to go out there to different planets. Spare not, lengthen thy cords, and strengthen thy stakes. Why? Because the Israelites are going to be so many. For thou shalt break forth on the right hand and on the left, and thy seed shall inherit the Gentiles, the actual nations, because they will be our slaves.
My slaves, my Edomites, welcome to hell, welcome to the kingdom.
And that's the true meaning of being blessed, to have slaves. Slaves bowing down to you, coming to you at your beck and call, and make the desolate cities to be inhabited. Fear not, for thou shalt not be ashamed, neither be thou confounded, for thou shalt not be put to shame, for thou shalt forget the shame of thy youth, meaning everything that we've suffered is going to be forgotten. The Lord said he's going to wipe away all tears from our eyes. It says, and shall not remember the reproach of thy widowhood anymore. For thy maker is thine husband, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai of hosts is his name, and thy redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, the power of the whole earth shall he be called.
The Lord promised better things for us, okay? Because the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has a favorite people. And he's going to give this favorite people a heavenly kingdom. A kingdom that's blueprinted and formatted and patterned after his mind. How he want a kingdom to be.
But rather, seek ye the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Sell that ye have, and give alms. Provide yourselves bags which wax not old, a treasure in the heavens that faileth not, where no thief approacheth, neither moth corrupteth. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushua Bahashem Kakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to our younger brothers, and peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua. Pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners who have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right. So, dealing with this morning, news and prophecy. All right. And what we're seeing happening is Jake is being set up for a slaughter, man. And we're going to see the value of being rooted, okay, in Yahushua in these times. Okay. Because this grace period was for us, to come into the understanding of our power, to trust our power, to have patience, going into these times of tribulation, okay, to understand where our strength lies, man, okay? And one thing we have to understand, we don't have any strength, okay, by taking up arms against this devil, okay? We don't have strength in this devil's economy. Jake has tried to go the economical way and, the political way, the financial way. All right, Jake has tried to be militant, and all these things have failed, and they come far short, all right, of changing our circumstances, okay? Because what Jake doesn't realize is that the problem was always within us, okay? The circumstances that we're in as a people was because of our shortcomings, okay? So trying to fix, the situation by external means gets us nowhere, okay? And what we see happening is the remnant has been raised up, okay? This word is going out and it's changing the inward man. Now we're starting to see our power work on our behalf, okay? But if you never, all right, be brought out of darkness into this light, then you don't see their process, okay? And now you're just out here, being reckless, okay? And Esau is from the play into, Jake not being rooted in anything, Jake still being blind, lost. Okay, Esau is from the play into all that, man. Okay, and with this AI and with, his media, his propaganda, okay, he's finna set a lot of Israelites up for the slaughter. Okay, and ultimately it's the Lord that's allowing this man, okay, to number Jake to the sword. What we're finna see is Jake numbered to the sword, man. Okay, appointed to the sword, as the scriptures go into. Okay, so I got a few videos to go into some things. As we know now that they're pushing, the reemergence of the Black Panthers. Okay, and we know that these devils are trying to provoke a reaction. With these ICE agents, they want, all right, people to react. Okay, it started off as them just being against the northern tribes. It was all about deportations, and then it went to what? The inner city violence. So it went from the northern tribes with the deportations. It was all about deportations in the beginning. Then it went to the inner city violence, which is the southern kingdom for the most part. And now it's just random American citizens by them, so-called, unaliving, Renee Good. Okay. Now you seeing Edomite women supposedly being unalived by ICE agents. So now there's a message that they finna go for everybody. Nobody's off the table. Okay. So these devils are waging a war, okay, on the American citizens, man. And we know within there it's going to be the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay. So we're seeing these things gradually unfold. Okay. But we're commanded to be wise in these times, man. Okay. So I want to get some precepts. And so I got quite a few videos. This might be, a marathon this morning. But quite a few videos, quite a few precepts. The Spirit giving me precepts as we speak. Let's see. Yeah. So let's go here, and I'll start out with the brother precept. This is a beautiful precept. This affiliate account loyal to Yahushua. This Acts 3:19. It said, "Repent ye therefore and be converted, that your sins may be blotted out, when the times of refreshing shall come from the presence of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua." Because this is our opportunity to repent and come back to our power. See, when we repent and come back to our power, we don't have to worry about taking up arms. We don't have to worry about depending on some goddamn Black Panthers, okay, to escort Jake, and immigrants around, whatever madness they pushing, man. Okay, which is just complete propaganda to set Jake up for a slaughter, man. Okay, but when we come back to our power, we don't have to worry about taking up arms and being tactical and trying to prep and do all these different things. Okay. Now, if you have, a little storehouse of food, or if you have arms, and there's nothing wrong with it. But that's not what we hang our head on when it comes to salvation. Okay. If you have a legal firearm, and some brothers are, into that, some brothers into hunting and all different things, man. But that's not the salvation. That's not supposed to be published on camera as some type of resistance to what this devil finna come with, man. Okay, because once you get into that arena and you think that your gun is some type of resistance against what this devil is bringing, man, you're for the slaughter. You're completely for the slaughter, man. You enter that realm with Esau, and you let Esau trick you into that carnality, man. Okay, you're out of there, man. Okay, because that's his arena. You see, but what he can't deal with is the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Al-Shah. And this is what we turn back to, man. Okay, so let's go from there. Let's get this. Also, then brother can post it in Sirach 5:15. Okay, let's get this in Ephesians. All right, so you get Ephesians 5:15. It says, "See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, man." We in the time to move with wisdom. We in the time, all right, to be strategic, man. Okay, according to the wisdom of Yahweh Bashem Al-Shah. And see, the Lord, you go into the scriptures, it gives us the mindset of how to move behind enemy lines, man. Okay, it gives us the mind and the circle. It gives us the discernment of how to move behind enemy lines, man. Okay, and what we're going to see in these videos is people just being foolish, man. And this is what they're promoting. Esau is promoting to the masses. Look, crash out, especially you Jakes. Okay, once you tap it, once you go into that arena, you get into the all black and you go out there with firearms, you're out of there, man. You took in the bait. Okay, and see, Jake, look at what we do, man. It's soft and weak, man. The Panthers, man. See, they out there, they ain't playing. Okay, and you let Esau trick your ass out there, you done. Okay, you're a target practice, man. Okay, light work, man. You know, to the devil and what he, you know, you step into his blessing. Okay, you see, you tap into what he was blessed with. See, we was blessed with Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. See, we got to really understand what that means. And we will be his people and he will be our power. Okay, we have a power that's above the gun. Okay, but Jake don't believe that because it doesn't look, you know, macho to Jake. You know, Jake would rather look macho and okay, Jake want to be this superhero like this a comic book. Nah, Jake gonna find out real quick that this real life, man, and this devil, okay, he's been given that arena to wage carnal war. Okay, that's his expertise. Okay, as the scripture said, what Goliath was an expert man of war. Well, Esau, the modern day Goliath. Okay, and what took Goliath down? Faith. Okay, that rock that took down Goliath that sunk into his forehead, it represented Yahweh Shai, man, taking down this whole system, man. Okay, that's what we rely on, man. So this ain't the time to just be out here simple and don't know what's going on, man. Okay, we in the times that this devil, okay, he knows he have but a short time, and this devil's frustrated, man. Okay, because he has things that's working in his favor. Okay, things that's going out. He has things that's going according to plan, but then he has things that's not that's not going according to plan. Okay, so this devil, he's getting antsy and frustrated, man, to where he just finna, okay, he's just finna go straight savage mode, man. It says redeeming the time because the days are evil, man. These are some evil days. Okay, the Most High finna turn this nigga loose, man. Okay, and if you're not up under the hedge of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, okay, if you didn't use this grace period to come back to the Lord, okay, you're just going to be out there, man. Okay, but this grace period was an opportunity for us to make an alliance with our power. Okay, see, we're allied with Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. That's all we need. Okay, we don't have to worry about joining with the Panthers and this group and that group, the Black Lives. They probably gonna throw Black Lives. They probably gonna emerge soon with guns. Okay, and I'm telling what this devil, you know, finna throw up. You see, well, we don't have to worry about making these carnal alliances when we align ourselves with Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Okay, verse 17 said, "Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is," man. You see? So as we cleave to our power, we begin to understand his will. And it's not his will for us to be out here and be militant, to be caught up all in the mix. Okay? And that public enemy spirit, you know, fight the power. Okay? We're not called to do that. Okay? We're called to teach this word. You see, and it's supposed to look weak. Okay, when the Lord told the priest to circle around Jericho blowing the trumpet, okay, there was unorthodox. That wasn't the way war was waged. Okay, that looked strange to those inhabitants of Jericho. You see, but what happened at the end? That last blast, it tore the walls down, man. So we understand fully, okay, that there's a power in his word going forth, man. And see, this word has Esau crashing out. You see, as Esau, he's in a position to get everyone else to crash out. Well, his word is making this nigga crash out, man. You see, we're on the outside looking in at this thing. Okay, but if you're caught up, you know, you don't never come to the understanding of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Okay, you're just out there still groping in the noonday. You're just all over the place, man. You see? and it's going to be to your detriment. See, now we coming to the clutch to not knowing what's going on. It's going to be a deadly miscalculation, man. Okay? See, now things finna go live. Okay? To where you don't get to come back home. Okay? Ignoring the word, ignoring the prophets. Okay? It's coming to the time now where you don't get to come back home anymore. Okay? Or you don't make it to the next day. You see? What's that? Sirach 5 and 17. Your brother get that? Sirach 5 and 17. Not Sirach 5 and 7, Bible shop. You know, if a brother can get that, you see. Let's go here. Get some. I'm gonna go here, queue up this next video too, and get some of these off the comment board. You brothers got the while to you brothers tuning in. You know, add to the live screen. You know, shalom to you, few sincere. You know, waf listening. You know, in obedience. Okay. Let's go. What's the first one I want to get? I got quite a few. Okay, yeah. All right, because they really hyping this thing up. Okay. Esau, you know, he's put his propaganda machine, okay, behind this reemergence, okay, of the Black Panthers. It's like this is some type of salvation, man. And you're gonna have simple niggas flock to it, man. Can somebody get Proverbs 22 and 3? What's it, Proverbs 14 and 12, and also Proverbs 14 and 15, Bible shop. You know, so this is the brother Tyler One Hopeful Elect, Ecclesiasticus 5 and 15. It says, "Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or small, man." Okay, because that's a trait of nobility to understand what's going on, the happenings, man. Okay, especially as concerning pressing matters, man. Okay, we're coming into the clutch. You see, we in the trenches of prophecy, man. Okay, so we have to be very circumspect and understand, okay, what's happening around us, what this devil is doing, man. Watching the enemy, man. Okay, watching this nigga moves. You see? So going from there, let's get this. This Psalms 44 and 6, it said, "For I would not trust in my bow." This from the brother Tyler One Hopeful Elect. "For I would not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me," man. This is way bigger than the gun. What we're coming into, man, the gun doesn't even register. Okay, the times we coming into, man, the gun is irrelevant. Okay, for the type of help we need. Okay, a gun is absolutely irrelevant, man, coming into these times. Okay, there's no victory in that. Okay, you think you're gonna John Wick your way out of this situation? You have no clue of what's to come. Okay, and that goes into understanding prophecy. If we understand prophecy, we understand the gun don't even factor. Okay, into salvation, man. Okay, and like I said, it's not wicked to have a firearm. Okay, a legal firearm. You know, you have it the right way. Okay, but to lean on that in any capacity for salvation, man, you're setting yourself up for complete failure, man. Okay, it's the book of Psalms 44 and 7. "But thou hast saved us from our enemies and has put them to shame that hated us," man. The Lord finna embarrass Esau, man. You see, the Lord got us in a position to where we can just sit back and watch this nigga crash out, man. Okay, and wait on Yahweh to come and embarrass this nigga, man. America, they finna send them troops over there, get their ass embarrassed, man. According to Joel, the 2nd chapter, "He will remove, all right, far from thee the northern army." Okay, so they gonna have to be deployed over. They finna get their. You understand? We winning. Hey, you see, when we understand prophecy, we understand we winning and we won. Okay, we're just watching the victory play out. Okay, but if you're not in tune with prophecy, man, you just gonna be out here tossed to and fro, and you're just gonna be for the slaughter, man. Okay, you're just a pawn. Okay, if you're not of the elect, you're just a pawn. Okay, within prophecy, man. Okay, You're just an indisposable nigga walking around the earth, a nigga woman. And you see Eve in the mix out here with these guns. Okay? Like they built for that, man. All right. Verse 8, it says on Psalms 44 and 8, it said, in the Most High we boast all the day long and praise our name forever. And see, that's the thing too, man. As our faith increase, man, we can see that the Lord got this nigga, man. We can brag about, we can boast about what the Lord finna do, man. The Lord finna take down this whole infrastructure, man. This whole beast system, man. Yahweh Bashim al-Shah finna bring everything to the ground, man. Yahweh Shah coming to take all authority out of the earth, man. Okay? A goddamn, Black Panther march or rally, or, Jake act like they got some type of victory because, Jake know a few laws and told the ICE agents, well, according to Philadelphia Code 1683, I can carry the gun if I keep it holstered without my hand on the trigger or my offhand on the, so Jake trying to act like there's some victory in that, man. That's irrelevant compared to where things finna go to, man. Okay? Nah, man, Jake is just a pawn. Okay? It's a lot of, and just notice it's a lot of Asian provocateurs, there's a lot of AI. Okay? All to push Jake to crash out, man. You see, and it's gonna be simple niggas that's gonna take that bait and they through. Okay, let's go here. Sirach 5 and 7 said, make no tarrying. This is the brother Tyler one hopeful elect. It said, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. Man, the Lord finna take vengeance on this place. And if you haven't repented during this grace period, if you haven't come back to Yahweh Bashim al-Shah, he's gonna look at you as an enemy because he gave a grace period. He set up the prophets, he set up watchmen, he set up teachers. Okay. So if you misuse this time, this grace period, okay, here it is. All this time, this teaching been going out. All this prophecy been going out. All the camps that the Lord raised up, all these channels that have all this truth and instructions and righteousness. The Lord begging Jake to come back every day. Come back, Jake. Come back, Jake. And then you jump your ass out there behind some Panthers, man. Like the Lord is gonna be highly offended. You jump out there behind anything, you ain't gotta be the Panthers, man. If you didn't come into this truth during this grace period, the Lord is gonna be highly offended, man. And you gonna be part of their vengeance, man. He gonna see you as the Lord gonna charge you with treachery, man. I'd rather be charged treachery for Esau, okay, according to Esau's standard. I'd rather be charged with treachery with him than to be in contempt with the Most High and be looked at as, treason against the Most High, against Yahweh Shah, our King, man. Okay? So you Jakes is out there, man, that they have, messed off this grace period. Okay? You're going to be on the other side of that vengeance when Yahweh Bashim al-Shah opens up judgment and at the physical return of Yahweh Shah and the chariots, man. Okay? Which also the time of those nukes at the same time. This Proverbs 20, it's the brother Yerome Shah 144, Proverbs 22 and 3. It says, a prudent and foresighted person sees the evil, sees the evil of sin and hides himself from it. But the naive continue on and are punished by suffering the consequences of sin, man. So the simple, well, you see a lot of Israelites that's finna be simple and run right into this trap, man. Okay, there's a lot of people that want to be cute on the internet and just jump out there and like they some type of mighty, mighty black militant, There's a lot of people just love to be popular. Okay, just want to be seen. Don't have no clue, simple as hell. Okay, and they're falling right into the trap of the devil, man. And this devil, all right, gonna have his way with you Edomites, with you Israelites, man, with you Jakes, man. Okay. The Lord gonna allow Esau to have his way with you, man. Okay? Because you're not moving under the banner of Yahweh Shema Shai. This is the time to gather under the banner, to rally around that banner of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Okay? Because if you're on the outside, if you're not covered by that banner, okay, hey, you're gonna be to Esau's disposal, man. Proverbs 14 and 15 is the brother. Thousand one, hopeful, elect 144. It said, the simple believeth every word, but the prudent man look well unto his going. Okay, so we see that the simple, okay, the Esau can just tell these niggas anything on the news. Okay, nigga pulled out the Panthers on your ass, man. Okay, nigga pulled out the Black Panthers and niggas rallied. You know, Esau can pull anything out of his ass, and you niggas will rally around it, man. Okay, I think that was that brother posted in Micah 10 and 2. You see, but a prudent man, which the Lord has put the spirit on his elect to be prudent, man, beginning with the watchman, man, to be prudent and peep out, like, you know, oh man, we got a scope on this nigga, man. Okay, hey, when we watch this nigga lockstep, okay, we in lockstep with this nigga, how he moving, you know, and I'm a big hater of this nigga, man. You know how Jake be a hater. They look at your every flaw. I'm just how I am with Esau. I'm looking at everything, every flaw. You know, and because we got the victory. See, in Yahweh by Shema Shai, you can see the victory. You know, you brothers, man, you ought to be able to see the victory over this. This nigga ain't got it. But see, that's only through the lens of Yahweh by Shema Shai. Okay, if you just a blind nigga being tossed to and fro by everything that this nigga, every narrative that Esau push out there. Because these same Jakes, they'll be Black Panthers one week, Christians the next week, Black Lives Matter the week after that, you know, a Republican, nigga will be a Republican the next 3 months. You know, Trump got a point, you know, that nigga, man. Trump do make some point, you know. Them type of niggas, man. Okay? This the brother, Captain Nabah, GMS. Memphis Nabah, Shalom, Maki Habashim Al Shah, Bashim Kakadas Brakata. 2 Corinthians 10 and 4 said, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds, man. Okay, so we're not operating with carnal weapons, man. Because even when the Lord sets up a standard, it's not going to be based, okay. It's not going to be based off the weapons of this world. See, when the Lord lifts a standard, it's going to be from a power that's not of this world. Esau can't research the power that the elect gonna get. He doesn't have a counter for that. Okay, he doesn't have a counter for this word. See, Esau, he's trying to combat this word. See, Esau's trying not to do what we're saying that this nigga has to do, man. You know, he's trying to wiggle and squirm and not trying to do what the prophets are telling him that this nigga got to do, man. Okay? He's trying to go some other way. And, you know, now you got to do exactly what this word says you're going to do, man. He's trying to buck up against it, but it's overcoming this nigga. He has no option but to do what prophecy says he's going to do, man. Okay? So let's play this. Then we'll get some more precepts off the comment board. Well, let's play this. Okay? So this is the devil's pushing as if the Black Panthers are, you know, as a way. They're pushing this as a way, you know. If a brother can put that to St. John 14 and 6, I want to say St. John 14 6. Okay, let's play this, you know.
Black power. Black love, black love.
Who's up? What are we here for?
For the protection of the black man and woman child by any means necessary. Unify, educate,
to ever run up on me. I guarantee you they won't. I'll put a hole in their chest the size of a window. Safe line repair, safe line replace. That's what's going to happen. They touch me. Unarmed woman was killed by ICE. If you think you're about to come and brutalize the people while we're standing here, we'll run and find out.
Tensions are currently boiling over in cities across the nation as federal immigration agents clash with communities fighting back. And at the center of this stands the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, who are stepping up like never before to shield the vulnerable from what many see as overreach by the government. With ICE operations ramping up under the current administration, the Panthers are drawing a line in the sand, and the face-off is only getting more intense. Because this isn't just about protests anymore, it's about fighting back in neighborhoods, feeling the full force of federal power. This is why the Black Panthers are massively recruiting and training new members right now to build their ranks to meet the growing threats on the ground. Chapters in states like Pennsylvania and beyond are opening their doors wide, welcoming folks who want to learn self-defense, community patrol tactics, and how to stand firm against authority figures who overstep. These training sessions focus on legal open carry, where allowed, de-escalation skills, and organizing food drives or escort services for immigrants at risk. It's a call to action that's really crucial, with numbers swelling as word spreads through social media and word of mouth networks. And people are doing it because they see the need for organized protection in a time when federal agents seem to operate with little accountability. But that isn't just all. The Panthers' presence is making waves,
setting you up for complete failure, you know, and she's pushing this like this is some great idea, you know. Emma Lopez News, okay, with this sound, you know, because you hear this Edomite, you know, news broadcaster voice, this Edomite woman news broadcaster voice, and make it seem like it's official. Okay, like it's just, you know, like this, like they, like the Black Panthers are making some type of ground, like they covering some ground, like they evening the score. Okay, so they're hyping this up, man. It's gonna have Simple Jakes that's gonna jump on board and jump their ass out there and be cannon fodder, man. Okay, but this is all the tactics of the devil, man. This is why wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of that time, man. Okay. It's because they simple believe every word. Okay, let's play this some more.
In cities, showing how their approach can shift the mood on the street. Take Philadelphia, for example. The local chapter has been active in supporting anti-ICE demonstrations, showing up armed and ready to protect protesters. Their visibility alone sends a strong message. In one recent incident at a rally outside City Hall, Panthers stood their ground when police approached. Dressed in their signature black jackets and berets, they calmly recited local laws on open carry, reminding officers of Pennsylvania's crime code 6.
Because you're walking up to me and I don't like you and I don't trust you and I don't got no conversation with you. So unless you're investigating the crime, leave me the alone. I don't care. I got a gun license right here. This is legal. Philadelphia Crime Code 6108. Move your car out of people's way and get the out of my bed. Thank you, officer. Have a good day. You have a bad one.
Did you see that? When the agents were faced with this unyielding stance, they backed off without escalating. We can all agree that this was a moment that showed how knowledge of rights and a united front can make authority figures think twice.
You think because you know a few laws, okay, that you got some type of covering, you're sadly mistaken. See, the devil finna do away with all this Constitution shit. Okay? Now, there's nothing wrong with knowing laws, okay, and being, informed, okay, and educated on certain laws. You see, there's nothing wrong with it, you know. But when you think that this is going to get you out of every situation you come into, man, you're sadly mistaken, man. Because this devil, what he's introducing to the world is an authoritarian dictatorship. Okay, he's crumbling democracy. It's the illusion of democracy. Okay, that he's been giving the people. Okay, he's crumbling that up and he's rolling out. Okay, this authoritarian dictatorship, because a new world order is going to be a authoritarian dictatorship. Okay, so another thing the devil is showing you with these ICE agents, that your constitution is null and void. We own something else. Okay, so you know, trying to go learn all these gun laws, and okay, and you think you're gonna have the ups. Okay, when you go out there in the times to come, there's gonna come a time where that's gonna be a non-factor, man. Because when Trump enact that insurrection act, okay, the Constitution is gone. When they enact martial law, the Constitution is suspended. You see, this thing is gonna escalate to a level beyond knowing a few laws in your local city. Okay, if you know that, if you savvy with that, it's cool. But this thing is going to escalate beyond that. You gonna have to know Yahweh Shem Al Shai. As an Israelite, you gonna have to know the Lord. Okay, you gonna have to be in good standings with Yahweh Shem Al Shai, man. Sum everything up. Outside of that, you're done. Okay, but she's hyping it up like this is some great things. Like the Panthers have found, you know, the cheat code for ICE. Like Panthers is the cheat code. You know, they found some, you know, a beacon of hope with the Panthers, man. And it's setting you Israelites up to be cannon fodder, man.
No arrests happened that day, and the protesters continued their work uninterrupted. And this kind of resolve is spreading and encouraging more communities to organize similarly. But aside from this, another thing that is fueling this surge in recruitment is the heavy presence in places like Minnesota. According to the mayor, Jacob Frey, local police number around 600 officers. But that's really dwarfed by the over 3,000 federal agents deployed there under Operation Metro Surge. More than 2,000 of them are ICE personnel who are backed by hundreds of Border Patrol agents and others from Justice Department agencies. While this massive influx started weeks and weeks ago, it really exploded after the tragic shooting of Renee Nicole Good, a 37-year-old U.S. citizen and mother, by an ICE agent. Residents describe the presence of the federal agents as an invasion, with agents in unmarked cars patrolling neighborhoods, going door to door, and even staking out stores like Target. Videos show violent arrests, windows being smashed, and chemicals sprayed directly into people's faces. In fact, one woman was dragged from her car screaming as agents pulled her out. And another clip captured an officer firing red chemicals point blank at a protester blocking their path. But all these are even just little compared to the other things happening, of which not even all make it to the news. And what led to this particular escalation all goes back to the Trump administration's aggressive immigration policies, which have escalated from deportations to confronting protesters head on. In fact, Trump's and J.D. Vance's comments on the whole matter didn't help, because they keep suggesting that agents would go door to door and granting them absolute immunity in cases like Good's shooting. It's moves like these that make people question if the government is protecting citizens or punishing dissent. However, the people of Minnesota say there's no time to grieve, especially with arrests happening blocks away. One resident even recounted their own ordeal, saying agents broke their car windows, pepper sprayed them, and dragged them out after they monitored an operation. They then ended up in a crammed ICE facility with cells packed with over 20 people, where 5 would feel crowded. And interestingly, the Department of Homeland Security stayed silent on the details, but the pattern is clear. This overwhelming force and chaos is why the Black Panthers are ramping up recruitment to protect the people. They see it as their duty to step in where local authorities can't or won't. Panthers argue that arming communities legally and organizing patrols can deter such aggression. In fact, Chairman Paul Birdsong, who is leading the Philadelphia chapter, puts it bluntly when he said if Panthers were there when Good was shot, things would have turned out differently.
Augment Code just outperformed 6 of the top AI code review tools on a public benchmark. These are results from Reptile's AI code review benchmark.
Agent ever run up on?
And he damn right, it would have turned out differently. Okay, it would have been more body bags. Okay, if the Panthers were there and resisted. Okay, and this thing would have been because Esau gonna spin it. The same playbook he used in Venezuela, the same playbook he used in Iran. Now he's using that playbook in the streets of America, right here in Minneapolis. Okay, same playbook, different location, man. And this goes into because see, Jake don't know their enemy. Jake don't know the tactics of Esau. Okay, so Jake don't understand when their enemy is instructing them. Okay, and setting them up for failure. You see, Jake can't recognize that. Okay, Jake is so quick to want to be trending. Okay, to look like a hero. Jake not even concerned with practically like Jake don't got no practical plan. Okay, when it comes to anything, Jake just want to look like a hero on the internet. You see, because America is so synthetic and superficial. You see, so Jake just want to have the appearance of okay. Jake ain't got no goddamn practical tactical plan in place, man. Okay, nigga just learn about oh, I can carry a rifle in the city. I ain't know that. And then niggas, all right, a lot of these niggas are agents and plants, and there's a lot of AI. Okay, but then you got simple niggas that learn, oh, I can carry a gun in the city. Code 1622. I mean, So Jake just be seen with a rifle on the internet, man. But see, Jake don't understand that this is real war that they entered into, man. Okay, and Esau was laying the snare. Okay.
Me, I guarantee you that when I put a hole in their chest the size of a window, safe line repair, safe line replace, that's what's gonna happen. They touch me. Unarmed woman was killed by ICE. If you think you about to come and brutalize the people while we're standing here, go around and find out.
And that's just it. I mean, she had no weapon, just like Caden Rumler, who was shot in the eye, and many more others. Birdsong also talked about escorting immigrants to safety and arming with bigger tools than what agents carry, which are all within the law. Now, this is all about making public service.
And we have to understand these podcasts, these influencers, they're sold out too. Okay? Now, this little weird, little Edomite chick, man. Okay? You best believe that these influencers are sold out too, man. They're a part of this information war. Because she constantly hyping this up like this some great thing that's going on. All right? And people are saying for sure this video was AI when she calling this nigga Birdsong, okay, as if he's, rallying the troops, telling them you can carry bigger guns than them. And she's saying, well, this is all legal. This is all legal. Okay, this is legal. Constantly baiting you in, But their spirit, I know my right spirit, okay, is finna be in the body bag, okay?
Servants like those ICE fearful of public dissatisfaction and not acting like untouchable tyrants. So as the standoff worsens with shootings like the man hit in the leg after allegedly attacking an agent with a shovel, mayors like Jacob Frey call it an impossible situation.
Well, that's not wise. Why would you attack the agents with a shovel? Why would you attack these highly armed, federal agents with a shovel? Okay, you see how stupid? Okay, they want you to crash out, man. They romanticize and crashing out like it's some great thing. Okay, that would be extremely stupid. Why would you attack these heavily armed, bloodthirsty, all right, ICE agents with a shovel?
No wonder the city and Americans all over demand ICE leave. But with Trump's tactics that are already increasing divisions and escalating operations to silence protesters, the Panthers fill the gap. And while their aggression is measured and focused on protection and not provocation, if agents think they can brutalize without consequence, it is time for them to start thinking twice. Because this escalation is as a result of Trump's policies that prioritize deportation over humanity while ignoring the human cost. And when Vance talks about immunity for these ICE agents who are wreaking serious havoc, how then can anyone feel safe? And most especially, Minnesotans feel targeted as their streets have been turned into battlegrounds. This is why the Panthers are bringing more and more people into the fold, because someone must safeguard the vulnerable, feeding people, patrolling and holding power accountable. So it's not about supremacy, it's about survival, fighting back, and solidarity. So what do you think? Should more communities follow the Panthers' lead in standing against ICE? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching.
Complete failure, man. You know, it's set up for absolute complete failure. So let me get a few things and then we get on the comment board. But because this is nothing but pawns being moved, these ICE agents, you know, stirring up unrest. Okay, Jake being, you know, roused up. Okay, these are nothing but pawns being moved. So meaning the pawns being moved. Now when you go into the manipulation, you know, chess pawns being moved is a chess term. So it said manipulation. It says a pawn is someone used as a tool or a pawn in someone else's game, lacking free will or significance, like a chess pawn used for sacrifice. Okay, so these ICE agents, they're pawns because they got them on the front line. Okay, so they're indispensable. That's why they say they got 70-year-old ICE agents, man. Oh boy, Esau a dog, man. You know, well, they say it's no requirements to be an ICE agent. Nigga, just breathe. Nigga, okay, here you go, vest, gun. Okay, so yeah, these are pawns as well, and they meant to stir up you other pawns to react, man. Okay, because best believe the devil has something beyond ICE agents. Okay, that he wants to unleash, man. Okay, so we're seeing the pieces on the board. All right, 2/3 and these ICE agents, you know, they're gonna mix it up. Okay, it said this. It said lack of value. It said describing someone as a pawn implies they are less important or easily sacrificed for the benefit of more powerful figures, man. Okay, so these 2/3 are pawns in this chess game. Okay, between the Most High and Esau, and this devil's already checkmated, man, because all the moves has already been made. Like this devil, he just got to play all his moves, man, because all the moves for us to win is already in play. It's set up. Okay, and 2/3 they're just the pawns. Okay, that the Lord is putting out there. Okay, as a sacrifice, because guess what? They reject Yahushua, the sacrifice of Yahushua. So now they're the pawns and they're being sacrificed. Okay, for the victory on the back end, man. So 2/3, you know, this is their lot to be out there in the mix. Okay, amongst these, you know, ICE agents and whatever Esau throw out there. Okay, amongst the pawns of Esau. Okay. So let's go from there. But what you Jakes, all right, are signing up for is what the military calls cannon fodder. Okay. All right. When you go into that term, cannon fodder. So I looked it up real quick. It said meaning of cannon fodder in military lingo. It says in military lingo, cannon fodder refers to soldiers, often infantry, considered expendable and sent to face extreme danger and likely death to achieve objectives, absorbing enemy fire to protect more valuable troops, man, which the valuable troops are the elect. You see, matter of fact, if a brother can put that 2 Timothy chapter 2, verses 3 and 4 in the NLT Bible Kashah. Okay. And it says in military lingo, cannon fodder refers to soldier, often infantry, considered expendable and sent to face extreme danger and likely death to achieve objective, absorbing enemy fire to protect more valuable troops, man. Okay. And what the scriptures say about how the elect will be what more precious, the elect man will be more precious than fine gold. Okay. Okay. So these 2/3 are a human shield. Okay, and the Lord just throwing them out there in the mix. Okay, it said like World War I soldiers using overwhelming frontal assaults for strategic gain, with the term derived from soldiers being metaphorically food for cannons or enemy artillery, man. Okay, so you 2/3, you're just cannon fodder, man. The Lord got you going out there simple. All right, simple as all hell. Okay, the nigga woman, your auntie out there with the AR. Okay, she fresh off the spade table, with the AR and the black, you know, you see the black jumpsuit. Okay, cannon fodder. You see? So all these, the sword, all this weaponry that Esau has, the Lord just finna sacrifice 2/3 to all that weaponry that this nigga got prepared, that Esau got prepared, man. Okay, because I suggest the beginning, they're pawns too, because they're out there vulnerable too. Okay, because it's gonna be a back and forth. It's mainly, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be mostly one-sided, but they're still, they're out there as pawns for Esau, man. Okay. All right, let's get yeah, the brother got it. We're gonna cue up this next video too. Get that coming board real quick. Let's see. Yeah. Because he's gonna speak on it. I'm gonna run it back a little bit. All right.
Of the most merciless people on earth. You're saying
so this the brother Anah. This is 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 3. GMS all in 144 says, endure suffering along with me as a good soldier of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. So the soldiers of Yahweh Shai, the Lord got us playing the back. Okay, and the Lord ain't got us out there in the mix. Okay, with these simple niggas, man, the cannon fodder. Okay, they're just food for Esau weaponry, man. You see, they finna just take all the bullets. Okay, and then whatever Esau got, the lasers and whatever weaponry this nigga got, Jake is just giving over to it. That's going back to being number for the sword. Okay, Isaiah, I believe, is it Isaiah? Is it 65? Verses like 10, 11. If a brother want to post that. Okay, since you forsaken the Lord, you're number to the sword. Okay, and the Lord just got you niggas marching right into the heat of the battle. Okay, it says 2 Timothy 2 and 4. It says soldiers don't get tired in the affairs. All right, soldiers don't get tied up in the affairs of civilian life, for then they cannot please the officer who enlisted them. You see, we're on a different battlefield. We're dealing with the spiritual warfare. Okay, going back to our weapons are not carnal. You see, we've been enlisted to a different war. This is our battlefield here, man. Okay, this is where we gain ground. Is the elect are being edified. Okay, the devil is being confounded. Okay, he's scrambling. This nigga weird in his counsel. You see, this is where this word is wearing this nigga down, because the scriptures say how the Lord shall consume him through the spirit of his mouth, which the mouthpiece of the Lord is what? The prophets. Okay, so this is a spiritual war of attrition that's wearing this nigga down to where he's becoming impulsive, man. Desperate, man. Like, we can see this nigga desperation. Nigga pull the Panthers out on your ass, man. Okay, this nigga desperate, man. Okay. Nigga pulled out of that attack on Iran. This nigga scared, man. I forgot what movie it was on. So we seeing the chink in his armors in the spirit. Okay, so we don't entangle ourselves with, the civilians, man, the cannon fodder. We're not entangled with the cannon fodder, man. We're gonna start using that term more. All right, to describe the 2/3, man. We're not entangled with the cannon fodder, man. Okay. So let's play this. 2 Timothy 2:5, it says, and athletes cannot win a prize unless they follow the rules, man. And we have what you call in military rules of engagement. Okay. And the Lord, he didn't tell us to engage these devils with the sword, but we can engage them in the spirit, as we confound this man's lies and wickedness, man, with truth. Okay. Because in war, you got rules of engagement, man. And if you break the rules of engagement, okay, you're breaking rank. Okay. So all these people that's out there, like they on some rah-rah type, they're breaking the rules of engagement. The Lord said, wait ye upon me. Okay. Till I rise up to the prey. All right. Zephaniah 3:8. So if you engage, okay, without the orders from up top, you're breaking rank. Okay, which is what? Worthy of death. You see, when the Lord lift up that standard, that's gonna be the green light. All right, to engage this nigga in another fashion. But right now, our orders is only engage Esau in the spirit. Okay, and if you operate outside of that, you're breaking rank, which is worthy of death, man. Okay, and that's exactly what it's going to lead to. Okay, this is this is it. It's the book of Isaiah 65:11. It's the brother GMS all in 144. It said, but ye are they that forsake the Lord Yahweh, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for the troop and furnish the drink offering unto their number. Okay, because Jake, has because you go into that, it goes into idolatry. Okay, Jake offering, sacrifices unto idols. Okay, and see Jake, think that they're gonna take their destiny in their own hand. Okay, and it's gonna end terrible. Okay, and since Jake has forsaken the Lord and going about doing what they want to do, well, this is the Lord's response. Therefore, will I number you to the sword? Okay, so the Lord has Jake numbered to the sword. And that's why Jake is so easily provoked, okay, to go out there and be reckless, man. Because Jake is numbered to the sword. Jake is numbered to be that cannon fodder. Said, therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called you, you did not answer through the prophets. When I spake, you did not hear, but did evil before my eyes, and did choose that where I delighted not. Okay? So this grace period, was an opportunity for us to align ourselves with our power, man. And if you miss that grace period, okay, because only the elect will come back. So the Lord wanted 2/3 to shun the prophets, to shun the warning, to walk right past the warning. Why the simple pass on or are punished, and they pass right on by the warning of Yahweh by Shema Shai, and now they're going into the punishment, man. Okay, now we're finna see the punishment phase. Now we finna see the Lord reaction to niggas' constant rebellion. Okay, so let's play this.
I have no power to stop you, so please be so kind as to stop it yourself. Stop yourself from doing it. That's all you're doing. When you talk about human rights, you talk about the rule of law, about democracy, about liberty, equality, fairness, the Constitution, due process. And you say that all of these are the reasons why the powerful should not shoot you down like a dog in the street. All you're doing is barking just like one. That's all they hear. That's all they hear. Just like a dog barking. All you're doing is confirming to them that you are eligible for abuse, eligible for mistreatment, and eligible for murder. Please understand me. I hope you understand me. It's like I've been telling you for a long time. These ICE agents, these mercenaries, this goon squad, these slave raiders, they're trying to provoke you. That's what they're doing. And the power structure is trying to provoke you. And if you're paying attention, you'll see that there's a campaign running right alongside these escalating ICE attacks, a social media campaign that's trying to incite you to violence, trying to incite you to revolution, to rise up, to fight back, on and on. They hope you will. I'm telling you, they hope you will. That's exactly what they want you to do. You need to understand that, when someone provokes you, it doesn't matter, in any given scenario, when someone provokes you, they are trying to dictate your options to you. You understand? They're making moves precisely to try to draw you into making the counter moves that they want you to make. And the state is typically, in boxing, you've got strikers and you've got counter punchers. You have fighters who excel at and who specifically train to be counter punchers. Means they set you up to throw a punch because they are trained in how to deliver their most powerful punches in that moment right after you throw your punch. And typically the state, like I say, any state is most powerful as a counterpuncher. They're baiting you to throw your punch because they've got that counterpunch already loaded up, ready to go, locked and loaded. And you see, again, because you don't have your own genuine foundation. You don't have your own genuine moral structure. You don't have your own genuine frameworks, moral frameworks. So when push comes, the only thing you can think to do is shove. Even with all your turn the other cheek Judeo-Christian rhetoric, the truth is you were raised under the law of the jungle. Even if you live your whole life in denial of this as much as you possibly can.
Yeah, man. So this devil, okay, he just setting you, the masses up for failure, man. You know, he has a counter. He's provoking you intentionally, man. Okay, you're gonna see ICE continue to do just outrageous things. Pepper spray, ICE pepper sprays a 5-month baby. Okay, ICE, you know, he drags woman in the freezing cold. You know, so you're gonna constantly get these sensationalism, you know, through the devil's media, okay, of ICE just wilding out because they want you to be provoked. They want you to react. They want you to be reckless because this devil has a counter already lined up. Okay, and there's gonna be a lot of simpletons that's gonna jump their ass out there. Okay, and they're gonna get hit with that counter. They're left. Okay, because ultimately it's the Most High that's setting that counter up, man. Okay, because the Most High, he's at the time now where he's getting ready to get rid of you niggas, man. Okay, and Esau Edom is the weapon of choice on the left hand side. Okay, let's see. So let's go here. I got one more video because they're just constantly pushing this promotion, man, on every platform. They're promoting you to crash out, okay, and be carnal against the government, okay, which is gonna turn out terrible for you, man. Okay, so let's go here. This Democracy Now. So let's play this. You know, let's get a rundown. So you're just getting it from all angles, okay, to be rebellious. You see? So let's play this.
We begin today's show in Minneapolis, Minnesota, as the Pentagon's placed 1,500 soldiers from the 11th Airborne Division in Alaska to be on standby to possibly be deployed to just days after President Trump threatened.
So he has, you know, the troops now, because when he enacts the Insurrection Act, okay, that means that he has the whole military to his disposal to quell any rebellion. Okay, so you see troops already being stationed, okay, by Minneapolis on standby. Okay, so we're just watching this devil, man. We're going to see what's to come with this, man. So let's play this some more.
To invoke the Insurrection Act as protests continue over ICE's immigration crackdown. The Trump administration says it's opened criminal investigations into Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey who've sharply criticized ICE's tactics. In a statement, Walsh said, quote, weaponizing the justice system and threatening political opponents is a dangerous authoritarian tactic, unquote. This comes after the FBI reportedly opened a civil rights probe into the ICE agent who killed Renee Good, but then pivoted to focus instead on whether Good and her widow assaulted the agent. Meanwhile, on Friday, a federal judge ordered ICE agents to stop arresting or pepper spraying peaceful demonstrators in Minneapolis. On Sunday, demonstrators disrupted Sunday services at a church in St. Paul to protest one of the church's pastors, David Easterwood, who they say is a top ICE official in the Twin Cities.
David Easterwood is a pastor here. He is also the director of the field office for ICE.
And look who it is. The one and only, okay, on the front line. Simple as goddamn hell, man. Okay? And you can just guarantee she was going to come somewhere. Okay? There's a lot of you simple niggas that's going to follow the simple nigga woman and be cannon fodder, man. Because Esau know that you niggas will follow Eve to the end of the earth, man. A lot of you simple niggas, man. Okay? You're going to follow Auntie all the way to the front line, man. Okay?
In St. Paul. So someone who claims to worship God, teaching people in this church about God, is out there overseeing ICE agents.
The Department of Justice says it's opened an investigation into the protesters. In another development, the Trump administration is being accused of denying legal counsel to many arrested during the immigration sweeps. Multiple attorneys say they've been blocked from seeing clients held at the Whipple Federal Building in Minneapolis. Meanwhile, ICE agents continue to carry out raids in St. Paul. Armed masked agents battered down the door of a home and without a warrant arrested a man led out of home in his underwear in sub-freezing weather. It turned out the man was a naturalized U.S. citizen born in Laos. For more, we go to Minneapolis for a report from Democracy Now!'s John Hamilton on the ground there this weekend, speaking with people about how communities are organizing against the ICE raids.
James Schwesnadol is a volunteer with the Community Rapid Response Group on the lookout for federal agents in his Minneapolis neighborhood.
Just driving around my neighborhood, kind of picking an area to just keep an eye on, looking out for any ICE or Customs and Border Patrol.
So now they got people following ICE agents. Okay? Super stupid. And they're just setting everyone up. They're not only setting, you simple niggas up, but they setting up you simple goddamn Americans, man. To make it seem like you're doing some type of good deed. Okay? And you're just, this great American citizen, like you're this, this hero. Okay? Which is complete failure. All right? Setting you up for complete failure, man. Okay? Following these ICE agents. Okay?
Of legal observers like James now patrol the streets of the Twin Cities each day, on the lookout for masked agents in unmarked vehicles.
And then I'm on a signal chat with people in my neighborhood here, and then there's people all over the neighborhood who are following that signal chat. And if they see a message that ICE is, passing through their block or getting out of their cars on their block or the next block over, they're ready to run out and, videotape, do constitutional observing, blow whistles, let neighbors know that ICE is on the block and it's not safe to come outside.
Activities like these are protected by the First Amendment, but that hasn't stopped federal agents from deploying violence against people who track their movements.
Now, get out of the way. Move your car now. You're a truck. Get out of the way. Get out of the way.
Patty O'Keefe is a 36-year-old South Minneapolis resident who learned that lesson firsthand.
I live about 8 blocks away from where Renee Good was.
And a lot of these people are actors, okay? A lot of these narratives and storylines, okay, are scripted to provoke, okay, you everyday American citizens to be reckless, man. You know? So we're not ignorant of, as the scripture say, we're not ignorant of sage devices. Let's go. I think the brother posted it. Let me see. Yep. It's the brother Derek G. 6:15. It says 2 Corinthians 2:11. Least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Okay? We're not ignorant of his devices, man. And we know that the devil used, okay, his Hollywood expertise, okay, when it comes to the news, okay? Because news has become a Hollywood production to push an agenda, okay, of the elites. You see?
Was murdered. And last Sunday, January 11th, I was out patrolling and observing ICE with my friend Brandon when we were violently arrested and detained. When we got on the scene, the ICE agents were getting back into their 2 vehicles. There were a number of people who had shown up by that point, and so they decided to leave the area. So they turned down a side street, and we proceeded to follow them on that side street and continue blowing our whistles and honking our horns. 30, 40 seconds into doing that, they stopped their car, got out of the car, surrounded my vehicle, screamed at us to stop following them, told us we were obstructing them, even though there was no one in front of their cars. We weren't at an active ICE raid even, they could have just kept going forward. And then one of the agents proceeded to spray pepper spray into the front windshield vent of my vehicle. So we got pepper spray in the car, which was, hurt our eyes and our mouths and our throats. And they got back in the vehicles, kept driving. And when we didn't turn around, they stopped the car again, got out.
You can go forward. We are not obstructing. We are not obstructing. You can go forward. We're not obstructing. We are not obstructing. We know our rights.
They broke our 2 front windows and dragged us out, arrested us, and brought us to detention.
Yes, sir. Get the out of the car. Yes, sir. You're coming out.
And they're just begging for it, man. And you following these people around, okay? And then you have people, as ICE is doing whatever they're doing, people on the sidelines screaming, recording. That's not wise, man. Okay? That is not wise. You see? And they're promoting this foolish behavior, okay? And then they making these people out to be as if they're some type of heroes, man. Okay? You got this next couple, they into the same thing. And then even, let's go here. I think this Gad, they pulling down on Gad now. Okay? So, they're covering all demographics, man. Okay? Let's see if I can get to oh boy. Here you go. So let's play this.
And seeing if there's any license plates that we can bring back that we know are confirmed ICE vehicles, and if there are ICE agents who show up, to immediately alert other rapid response networks, to blow their whistles, to alert the community that ICE is in the area, and ultimately just chase them out and make it known to the community that ICE is here, not only to protect the community, but also to let ICE know they're not welcome here.
As ICE agents openly use racial profiling to determine who they stop, some of Minnesota's indigenous citizens have been detained, sometimes violently. Chase Iron Eyes is a member of the Oglala Sioux Tribe, an attorney and executive director of the Sacred Defense Fund.
I've said nobody is more American than the American Indian. Yet here ICE is executing immigration enforcement violence against the original Americans, the true Americans. And when they're capturing us and violating our rights and illegally profiling us, where are they going to deport us? Where could they possibly deport us? So it is a legal impossibility.
Esau got somewhere for you to go. Okay, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He got somewhere to carry your ass. Okay, that's the least of your word. See, the main thing should be Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Okay, you Gadite, you know what you hate to see. You know, you Gadite brothers, you know, catch hell, but at the same time, hey, you've heard this word too. Okay, and if you think you're protected by this devil laws, and okay, and that, you know, because you was here before they got here, Esau don't care about that. You see, people, the worst thing people do is act like this nigga cares about what's right. Like that's a factor to Esau. Okay, you put yourself at a major disadvantage when you think this nigga, okay, is going to acknowledge what's right. Okay, and have some type of sympathy just because it's right. Okay, you put yourself at a major disadvantage when you deal with Esau from that outlook, man. Okay, well, yeah, best believe he got somewhere to ship you niggas to. Okay, that's light work. All right.
Ability for ICE to be doing what they're doing to Native American people right now.
Get out. Just get out. Just get out, Beto. Just get out, Beto. Please, they're mean.
There's a Native woman with her nephew, another Native American, driving in Minneapolis, St. Paul area, and they're pulled over and profiled. And probably because they look like us, we look like them. The people that ICE is trying to target, one demographic, are those people who are indigenous to the entire Western Hemisphere.
We're citizens.
Okay, then show your ID.
Get your ID.
Show you what the
We're native. What are you doing?
They pull this family over, and the auntie, the aunt, is doing her best to maintain decorum under those extremely stressful circumstances.
Just get the ID. Get the ID.
She's complying with everything that the ICE officers are stating, and they're asking for her nephew's driver's license. He's driving. He's 20 years old. I have a son about the same age. He never takes his driver's license or his wallet anywhere. So he's having a hard time finding his license at the same time.
And they're super stupid. Okay? You brothers, you sisters, man, make sure you have your ID on you. Okay? Make sure you have your ID with you, man. That's super stupid not to have your identification, because these ICE agents, you know, what you see them doing when they put their phones to these people's faces, well, Palantir has software on these ICE agent phones to where they can do facial recognition. And you know the shit flawed. Okay? So you don't have your ID, and then that facial recognition, okay, acknowledge you as an immigrant. Because you know it's biased toward Jake anyway. Okay? So it identify you as an immigrant. You could be dark skinned when I'm dark. You know, that's the northern tribe. Well, look, you are a legal Haitian. Okay? You don't have no ID, then they gonna go with the facial recognition. Now you gotta go through their whole process. Okay, you playing. You see, Jake out here. You know, that's not wise. Why the hell you know? Come on, man. And he's saying that like that's a light thing, man. Have your ID. Okay, comply. You see, hey, we get pulled over by ICE or ICE come. All we can do is comply, have our stuff in order, okay, and ultimately pray to the Most High, and it go how it go, okay. But not to have ID and trying to be a lawyer, okay. Nah, man, be wise, okay.
ICE is using a facial recognition technology, and they're scanning his face, and they begin to beat him, physically attack him and assault him. And this woman, I don't remember her name, but she's looking in to the camera, and she is calling out for help.
Let him scan your face. Why'd you hit him? No! Stop! What are you doing? No! Why? My nephew! Okay. Stop! Okay, back out! Back out! No!
Do not move. Do not move. Do not move, okay?
The violent arm of the state, which is ICE at this time, is staring her down, and they begin to beat her nephew, and she begins to cry. And by the end of it, they scanned his face and found out that he is a United States citizen. I got a call from a councilman from the Oglala Sioux tribe.
And none of that gonna matter, man. Okay, so it's gonna get way worse than that. We come to a time where it's gonna get way worse than that, man. Okay, so let's go into some precepts, man, because let's go here back to Genesis, and this is why it's vital for us, okay, to tap into Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, okay, more than ever, you see, because this is the only thing, okay, that's going to shield us from what's to come. Okay, anything outside of that, you're just going to be given over to the devil, man. This is Genesis 15:1. It says, after these things, the word of the Lord came unto Abram in a vision, saying, fear not, Abram, I am thy shield and thy exceeding great reward. Okay, so the Most High is our shield and our exceeding great reward. This is all we need. We're going to be shielded in the times to come. Because we're being preserved to be rewarded. If we're of the elect, the Lord's going to preserve us to be rewarded, man. Even those that have to be martyrs, guess what? They're going to be in the spirit world reserved, okay, to be rewarded, to be resurrected at the end and be rewarded with the rest of the elect that remain, okay? So we're shielded by Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. And anything outside of that, man, is insufficient. Okay, anything outside of the protection and the power of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai is insufficient coming into these times that we're coming into, man. Okay, so I believe the point was made. That's all I had at the moment. I think that's to make sure. Yeah, that's all I had. Oh yeah, no. I got one more. Okay. Because Jake is just ready to crash out. It's a spirit, the grand finale. Okay. Because Jake is just ready to crash, man. Okay. Jake is not operating with this understanding. See, when you're not operating with this understanding, you're done. This is the conclusion you come up with. Okay, when you're not operating in the understanding of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, man. Okay. So let's play this,
Everybody knows what's coming next because Minnesota is just a testing ground. And if you don't look at it like that, then I don't know what lens you're looking at it through. You need your prescription changed. Minnesota is just a testing ground. That's going to sweep the nation. Everybody knows what's coming next. It's going to get really ugly. It's going to get violent. And you need to talk with your children. You need to make peace with your children. Let them know that you love them. For those people who are going to fight, it's possible we may lose our lives. And I'm not trying to fearmonger anybody. I'm just looking at it as real as I possibly can. I've already talked with my kids about it few days ago. So my kids know if I lose my life, if I don't contact them every day, then that's the reason why I lost my life. No matter how the media will probably try to spin it, my kids know what's real. You might want to talk with your kids. I don't live in Minnesota. However, Minnesota is just a test run. It's the pilot run to see exactly what they can do, how they can do it, and if people are actually going to fight back for real. So it's about to get really ugly. And in a way, not even in a way, it has to. It has to get ugly. No matter what. It's going to get ugly because it has to get ugly. And if you don't understand that, and I'm not trying to come on here like I'm some type of tough guy. I am not a tough guy. I'm scared. But it's going to get ugly because it has to get ugly. And you need to prepare. We need to prepare ourselves for that. It may be still sun and rainbows and clear skies in whatever city you're in right now. But what's happening in Minnesota is coming to a major city near you, no matter if it's a red or blue state. Believe it. Talk with your kids, talk with your people, talk with your neighbors to make sure everybody's on the same page, make sure everybody's at peace with what's coming. But it's coming to a major city near you. And it's going to get ugly because it has to.
And Jake is just ready to crash out. Like, that's the conclusion that Jake came up with, is that he just ready to crash out. Okay? He's already let the children know if he don't come home, that's why. Okay, so that's a blind man. That's blind man talk. Okay, and he's just ready to go crash out. Okay, and Esau was there waiting on that nigga to come out there with that mindset, just to die for nothing. There's gonna be a lot of Israelites who just gonna die for nothing. They was born in vain, as the scriptures say. Okay, they completely ignored the word, and that's the conclusion that Jake has come up with, is to let his children know that he might not come back. Okay, simple. A simple pass on and a punish. All right, this is Lamentation 3:24. Said the Lord Yahweh Shem Al Shai is my portion, saith my soul. Therefore will I hope in him. The Lord is good unto them that wait for him, to the soul that seeketh him. It is good that a man shall both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Lord Yahweh Shem Al Shai. We have our instructions, man. And we gonna, Lord will, the Lord keep the spirit on us, man. Hey, to stand on this. You know, in the midst of tribulation, may the Lord keep the spirit on all the sincere, you know, Akim, Wathium, to stand on this, man. To wait on our salvation from on high. Because, see, we have a different expectation. Like, this nigga just expect to die. Okay? Just for nothing. Okay? He just expect to go out there, you know, just randomly, I don't know what he just go out there. Because there's a lot of our people that's ready to give up the ghost, man. A lot of these compilations of people, frustrated with, society, the economy, and life, and a lot of them saying, look, if they go to sleep and don't wake up, they cool. Okay, that's someone that's ready to check out. Okay, and this is what Esau wants: people desperate, confused, ready to go. Okay, crash out. This is what this devil wants, man. Okay, this is what all these psyops was meant to lead people to the ultimate crash out and despair. Okay, Revelation 13:9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth to captivity shall go into captivity, and he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and faith of the saints. See, we have a different expectation, man. Esau finna go into captivity. Okay, all this little shit that he doing is just him, okay, running to his judgment. See, Esau finna be judged, and he's finna go into captivity, man. And it's finna be a slaughter. Yahushua coming back with a slaughter, man. Okay, you devils finna go to war with each other over this new world order, slaughter each other, and Yahushua coming back with a slaughter, man. Who is that that coming from Edom with dyed garments from Basra, man? Okay, so now we have a different expectation, man. The truth has given us a different outlook that's beyond this world. See, he doesn't have anything beyond this world. So in his mind, this is the end of the road. In his mind, it's going to be glory to just go out there and die. Okay, just go out there, So let's go here. We'll end it here. This is what I wanted. This is the book of St. John 14:6. It said, he said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. Okay, so we have the way, man. Those that follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. Okay, which is the elect, man. And it's going to lead to rulership and immortality, man. Okay, and the conquering of the enemy. The devil finna lose, these heathens finna lose, the elect finna win. Okay, the stage is set for the elect to win. Okay, but see, if you're not of the elect, you can't see the victory. If you're not of that hopeful number, which we pray that we are, you can't see the victory, man. And that's why Jake just like, look, I told my kids, nigga, I might not come back. Okay, that's the nigga plan going forward, nigga. I might not come back. Nah, man, we got bigger expectations than that. Okay, death is an option, but even in that, that's not the end. There's still glory that comes after that, man. Okay, for the elect. So, Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you sisters edified. Once again, I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers, and peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful Shalom.